Hello my beautiful friends. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Shay and this is my channel, A Book Affair. If you are returning, hey girl, hey, hi guy, hey. So I am deciding to do something a little bit different. Now, if you've been around, you may have noticed or not that I've never done like a TBR jar. I've never done anything creative, I guess you would say, for lack of better words, when it comes to picking my books for the month. I want to say at the very beginning of my channel, I did have my hubby pick out some books, right? Like I had a stack of books that I perhaps was okay with reading, and then from there he like picked out the books that he thought I would want to read. So yes, that's the most creative I've ever gotten. So today I decided to actually use a color wheel. I've seen other YouTubers do it. They have actually done some pretty creative things. Like a lot of y'all are very creative. But me, I like to kind of just keep it simple and sweet and to the point. But I said, you know what, since it's June, I had a really good reading month in May. I was like, let me see if I can challenge myself a little bit by being a bit more restrictive, I guess you can say, on the books that I read. And so I will make sure that I insert the color wheel perhaps right here so you guys will see it. Actually, I'm going to record it on my MacBook and I will pop it up there. So we're going to gather all the colors first, and then once I have all of the colors, I will then shop my bookshelf, and from there I will then coordinate the book with whatever color the color wheel gave me. Before we go ahead and get started with the color wheel, I want to say on average this year I've been reading about 5 books. So I may just stick with choosing between 5 and 7. If I choose 7, it will allow me some wiggle room kind of based on my mood if I want to maybe like switch out a book. So really my goal is to read 5 books, but I will pick 7 just to give me like a little wiggle room. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's spin for book number 1. Okay, light blue. All right, let's pick for book 2. Spin. Pink. Pink. Okay, pink. Do I have pink books? Oh my gosh, I do have pink books. Sorry, the pink books I have, I just looked at them and I'm like, oh, I'm a bit scared. Next one for book 3, sorry I didn't tell you I was spinning it, is light green. So for book 3, it has to be light green, and I'm writing these down on my sticky notes, so I do not forget. So I got my sticky note to write them down. All right, time to pick book 4. I don't know what color I want. Teal. Teal. Okay, my heart is beating. Let's go ahead to book 5. Spin. Deep orange. Okay, deep orange, so something dark. All right, so that was deep orange for number 5. On to number 6. Okay, yellow. Yellow, yellow. Okay, so for the last and final book, 7. Lime. All right, friends, so I have picked the 7 colors. I have light blue, pink, light green, teal, deep orange, yellow, and lime. Now, some of these colors I'm not sure if I have any. So what I'm gonna do, instead of going ahead and going to the bookshelf to pick these books, I'm going to get 2 more colors in the event I don't have like a book that's lime, right? So how this is gonna work, I'm not gonna cheat, but if I absolutely do not have a book that has lime, I'm gonna have to move on to the 8th or 9th color. All right, so let me just do that really quickly. Amber. Okay, I'm gonna write amber. Okay, red. Now I'm gonna do one more because I don't even know if I have amber. Give me some regular colors. Got light blue for a 4th time. Okay. Now I have light green. I did light green. Come on. Okay, deep purple. Deep purple. Okay, so in addition to the 7 colors that I initially got, again, if for whatever reason I do not have a book with the original 7 colors on it, I'm gonna go to the other 3. Yes, a few seconds ago I did say 2, but the color right after that was amber, and I'm like, girl, amber is near orange, but again, not exactly sure if I got it, so I spun it 2 more times. So in addition to the amber, I got red and deep purple. Now let's shop the shelves. So for light blue, now this is one of my newer books. I was honestly gonna try to go with books that's been on my shelf a little longer. Okay, that one has a lot. So I'm going to choose for the light blue is When You Were Everything by Ashley Woodfolk, and this was in my most recent book haul. So if you hadn't seen it, go ahead and check that out. Book 2, pink. Okay, y'all. For pink, I have at least 4 options. At least 4 options. Yeah. Okay. Now, only 3 of these mainly have pink in them. Okay. So I have Mixed Signals by B.K. Borison. We have a Megan Quinn book, A Not So Cute Me. This one is really, really cute. Now, I've heard that she is spicy. Like, you won't look at this book and be like, ooh, spice. But I've heard Megan Quinn is spicy. Okay, so a lot of y'all will get excited. I am probably the only person who has yet to read a Abby Jimenez book. And so I do have Just for the Summer, which is honestly just in time for the summer again, because I did get this last summer. And then I just did not feel like reading it. So yeah, Just for the Summer. It has pink. It honestly has a lot of colors that I got on my number wheel, but I'm looking at the main color for pink. That's the reason I picked this one up, and also the badge. So we got this one, but I'm gonna give this a try because honestly, I want to say this past month in May, I was like, oh, I think I really want to give Megan Quinn a try. And so since the opportunity presented itself, I'm gonna go ahead and use this book for my pink. Hope those of y'all who love Abby Jimenez are not mad at me. However, sorry, I was just looking at an Amazon guy just walking up to our door. However, there's still time. Like, I still have a ton of colors, right? So on to book number 3. Next color, light green. So book 3 has to be light green or have light green in it. Okay, light green. Oh, y'all, I forgot I have 2 piles of books next to my feet. For sure, light green. So Taylor Jenkins Reid, One True Love. I do absolutely enjoy Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing. The first book that I read by her was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Really enjoyed the production in that audiobook. No, actually, that wasn't my first book. My first book was After I Do. The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo was my second book by her. One True Love, I've been having this on my shelf a little minute. Now, Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson has light green in it. Okay. And then Sing Me to Sleep by Gabby Burton. But honestly, it's very faint. Can y'all see the slight light green? You know, obviously water. It's really light though, but it's mostly blue. So I can't count this one. That's mostly blue. That's cheap. But I do have The Good Sister by Sally Hepworth because of the rose bushes. I'm gonna go with The Good Sister by Sally Hepworth. This has been on my shelf for a little minute too, and I'm just gonna use the light green in the rose bush. I was about to go for Taylor Jenkins Reid, but I'm gonna give this a try because I did just say like I kind of want like a thriller. So book 3, The Good Sister. On to book 4, Teal. So I want to say the only book that has teal is The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. I remember picking this up because strictly of the cover. Now this is a series, or it's a duology. I want to say perhaps the third book probably even just recently came out, but I'm gonna go ahead and do The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna for the color teal. Book 5, Deep Orange, Deep Orange, Deep Orange, Deep Orange, Deep Orange, Deep Orange, Deep Orange. All right, so books that have already come up based on the colors: Good Dirt and Just for the Summer. Newer books for Deep Orange: Can It Be Jasmine Guillory's Drunk on Love? Yeah, Jasmine Guillory's Drunk on Love. I'm not gonna count The House of Eve because it's more blue to me. And then Dirty Diana. I got this a long time ago. I got this in November for Book of the Month, by Jen Besser and Shayna Fest. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This is actually based in Dallas, I recall. Okay, when it comes to Deep Orange, aka Red Orange, I know I already chose these earlier for other corresponding colors, but I'm just not, so I can go ahead and put these back. I'm either gonna do Jasmine Guillory's Drunk on Love or Dirty Diana. And honestly, just based on size and honestly the story, I'm going to do Dirty Diana because I've been wanting to read this for a little while. Book 6 is Yellow. Yellow, Yellow, Yellow. 3 books that actually have the color yellow in it. And honestly, they're very, very different. The Care and Feeding of Ravenously Hungry Girls by Anessa Gray. The Davenports, which is also a series, by Crystal Marquise. And then Jody P. I'm saying Jody P because I struggled several months ago saying her name in a book. And this is A Sparkle of Light. Okay, because this is a part of a series, I am not going to read the Davenports, unfortunately. I just want to read a story and be over with it. Now, I am stuck between these two. This is Reproductive Rights with A Spark of Light, which can be a heavier topic. This book is under 300 pages. This one's under 300. Out of these two, I will say, I do want to read a Jody P's book, but I am not exactly sure if I want to read a topic that I perceive to be so heavy. Okay, therefore, I'm going to stick to The Care and Feeding of Ravenously Hungry Girls by Anessa Gray. Okay, y'all. The last and final book, Lime. Lime for book 7. Lime for book 7. Lime for book 7. Come back to this book has shown up 3 times. I have read a Taylor Jenkins Reid's book, and I know that I already enjoy them. I think since this book, based on the color, I mean, come on now, color wheel and the colors, I think I'm gonna go ahead and give Good Dirt a try by Charmaine Wilkerson because I haven't yet to read any books by her. Okay, so starting with book 1 for the color light blue, I did When You Were Everything by Ashley Woodfolk. This is a story about friends that I believe just grew apart and they are in high school. And this story just seemed very captivating when another booktuber brought it up on my radar. For Pink, I decided to do A Not So Cute Meet by Megan Quinn. I really don't know what this is about. I think it's like pretty much like billionaires. I don't know, like they bump into each other and then, you know, love happens, right? Now this is a part of a series, but I mean, honestly, I didn't have that many books that were pink that were not in a series. So I decided out of those other books, I believe that this would be the one I'm most interested in at this time. For book number 3, for the color light green, I am choosing The Good Sister by Sally Hepworth. Now this one says, Fern Castle works in her local library. She has dinner with her twin sister Rose 3 nights a week, and she avoids crowds, bright lights, and loud noises as much as possible. Fern has a carefully structured life, and disrupting her routine can be dangerous. When Rose discovers that she cannot get pregnant, Fern sees her a chance to pay her sister back for everything Rose has done for her. Fern can't have a baby for Rose. She just needs to find a father. Simple. Fern's mission will shake the foundations of the life she has carefully built for herself and stir up dark secrets from the past in this quirky, rich, and shocking story of unexpected love. So that sounds really good. So this is for light green, The Good Sister. Book 4, teal. I do not have a few teal books. So that's why I chose The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. Very, very beautiful cover. Look at her. Look at this warrior. And again, this one is also a part of a series, even though I'm just trying to stay away from them. But I decided that I don't think I can really completely avoid reading books in series. What I don't need to do is complete the entire series back to back to back to back, because that is just draining. So another series book, but the only one I had that meets the color teal, The Gilded Ones. Very beautiful cover. All right, so next book for Deep Orange, which is number 5, I am choosing to read Dirty Diana by Jen Besser and Shannon Fest. I got this from Book of the Month back in November, so I believe this was probably my second book of the month by them. It says, a provocative novel about being caught between marriage and memories of a more sensual past. The first of a 3-part series based on the #1 fiction podcast. This is their debut novel though. And also this is based in Dallas, right? Let me make sure I'm not making it up. Yep, returning to Dallas, Diana decides to rediscover the deeply feeling woman she once was. She begins interviewing other women, painting their portraits as they speak. She encourages them to give voice to their secret desires as she captures their deepest, innermost fantasies. But is it possible for Diana to reclaim her more sensual self and maintain the marriage she committed to? What if connecting to her own desires means dissolving the safe life she so carefully cultivated? Oh, I can't wait to read that. So Dirty Diana, and this is book number 5 for the color Deep Orange. Now for book 6, a mouthful as far as the title, but I cannot wait to read it. The Care and Feeding of Ravenously Hungry Girls by Anissa Gray. This is a family drama book, so I'm really excited to look into it. It says, Althea Butler Cochran is a pillar in her community and the heart of her family until she commits a crime that upends everything. So definitely can't wait to check this one out. And last book for the color Lime. This book came up at least 3 times just based on the colors. And so I went ahead and decided to give this our third try, and that is Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson. That's a brief synopsis. When 10-year-old Abby Freeman heard the gunshot time stop, when she saw her brother Baz on the floor surrounded by shattered pieces of a treasured heirloom, her life felt shattered as well. The crime was never solved ever since the Freemans, one of the only Black families in the well-to-do enclave in New England, have dreaded becoming the center of another media frenzy. But when now-grown Abby's high-profile romance falls apart, that's exactly what happens. I'm not going to read the rest because, again, this is not a book that is super brand new. I believe most people have read it except for me. So finally excited to give this a try, and that is book 7. All right, friends. So these are the 7 books, but remember, I chose 7 based on the colors, but I only plan to read 5. Now, if I end up reading 7, that will shock the hell out of me. But again, I don't know, I'm not forcing it, right? Because I still want this to be fun. Do not want it to be another job. However, here are the 7 books that I plan to read. But yeah, these are the books. All right, friends, so that is it. This video ran much longer than I expected. It was fun, so I definitely look forward to doing something more creative or along these lines, perhaps in future TBR videos, but we will see. Thank you so much for those of you guys who stayed to the very end. Leave a comment down below if you have read any of these books that I do have on my June TBR, and perhaps even tell me the book that you feel like I should go ahead and start the month off with. And until the next time, friends, I think that's it. I love y'all. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.